What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of BOTSTOPPERS. I'm very excited to be back here with you guys, and I was just on with the Union of the Unwanted folks, and we were talking about robots and AI and all this stuff, and I'm like, man, I forgot, it's Monday. I'm going to start putting these episodes out on Monday, so tune in every Monday, keep an eye out. I'm going to try and maybe get a more consistent time, but Mondays are typically a good day for me to get shows out, so I'm going for it. You guys, there's no shortage of BOTSTOPPERS related news and footage and videos. You know, when you start a podcast, one of the things is like, God, am I going to have enough content? There's no shortage of content. I've got like 50 tabs open here, and I'm going to start going through some of this stuff. I'm starting to get a better idea of how I want to format the show. And of course, everything's up in the air. I've already got some folks that I want to work on getting on the show to interview. But I think to start off, what I want to do is just at least take a look at the state of the technology, because whether it's robotics, large language models, AI, all this stuff is progressing so rapidly. It's out of control. And so I want to be here to kind of document and just show you new revelations as they pop up, as I'm seeing them, to kind of just keep everybody aware of what it is we're up against, and then also solutions. So how are we going to stop these bots, okay? And so I've got a nice presentation for you guys today. I'm very excited about it. Of course, if you want to stay up to date, just rebunked.substack.com. Go sign up over there for free. Just enter your email. You can stay up to date with the show. And if you want to support the show, it's like as little as $5 a month, $50 a year. That helps me quite a bit. So if you get value out of the show, please become a Substack member, and you'll get some bonus perks with that as well. I'll be doing some exclusive content on there. So please at least sign up with the email. That helps a lot too. That way we can stay in touch. And yeah, if you feel like supporting $5 a month, that'd be great. Okay, so let's get right into it here. Oh, let me just go back to that. So I've got all kinds of crap going on, you guys. So let's take a look here. So this is just a little video clip that just kind of demonstrates the progress. Okay, so on the left, you're going to see a little robot. Well, I'm just going to play it here. So 2023 to 2025, as you can see in 2023, that's like the Atari era, as we were talking about last week. And if you're just listening on the podcast, this may be one of those podcasts that you just have to go watch. But you know, on the left, May 2023, October 2023, they're very robotic, as you can imagine, very like lurchy, just lurching along, not really too much mobility, doesn't really look or act or behave like a human. We're off to the right. You see footage of some of these robots, December 2025, and it appears that it's just a person in a suit running. They move. They have the same agility, same movements as a human, indistinguishably. So, you know, well, obviously, you know, they've got a little ways to go, but it's really interesting to see the progress. So that's one of the goals of the show too, to just keep tabs on the state of the technology and keep you guys up to date with all that. And again, if you want links to any of this, there will be a Substack post related to this episode, so you can get the links to everything I show in the show on the Substack. So again, make sure you subscribe there. All right, so this is Weave Robotics. Weave Robotics is officially on the job. New footage from San Francisco shows Isaac deployed at a local laundry service. So everyone's talking about AI taking our jobs, and you know, that's true. I mean, you're going to have AI lawyers, AI doctors, AI accountants, AI receptionists. Like, all those jobs are going away. I hate to tell you, folks. But, you know, as a guy who has a background in working in the trades, as doing plumbing work, framing, drywall repair, tiling. These are all things that in my mind, I'm like, well, there's no way that a robot will ever be able to do that. Because there's just things you just have to like when you're tiling, you have to like it's like microscope. There's an art to it. Okay. There's an art to it that is only acquirable through doing it over and over and learning the little tricks and the little things. And I'm not going to say never, like maybe in 1,000 years, there'll be robots that could do that far superior than humans can, but right now I don't know if they can. But look at Isaac.
Philip Charette, a laundry worker, handles hundreds of pounds of clothes, enough to make anyone's head spin.
Their audio's only in one ear.
And most tedious part is folding the
laundry.
articles of clothing.
But today he can take a load off.
They got a laundry folding robot
straight out of a sci-fi movie. Meet Isaac. A robot equipped with cameras and sensors that can sort, fold, and stack piles of clothes with surprising precision.
It still blows my mind.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm into that, dude. I would buy a laundry robot, a freaking laundry folding robot. That sounds fantastic. It's like there's a meme I saw a while back, so on point, where it's like, Why are we making AI that makes art and music so that I can spend my time doing laundry and dishes? Why are we not making AI that does laundry and dishes so that I can spend my time doing art and music? I agree. Hey, if part of me is like, yeah, if we can, you might actually convince me to have a little robot helper in my house if it promises to do the laundry, okay? Now, there will always be that risk in the back of my mind, like, is my laundry robot going to pin me on the ground and force vaccinate me with whatever the new vaccine is? Like, that's always going to be at the back of my mind. But as long as the laundry's folded up in the closet, nice and neat, that might be a risk that I'm willing to take. So we got Isaac, the laundry folding robot, is here. And he claims that he won't hold you down and vaccinate you, but I don't know. I don't know if that's actually going to end up being the case or not. But I'm in favor of stuff like that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I out of my mind? Am I slowly being indoctrinated into loving the robots? Okay. Now, speaking of, look at this. So we got a floor tile paving robot. Look at this guy. So I'll mute it. I guess the sound isn't really important. It says designed for indoor tile laying. So it's just a robot that's got a stack of tiles sitting on its little plate there at a 45-degree angle. It's got little suction cups that picks them up. And then as he moves along, he's laying out the grout. And it looks like it's got like a built-in trowel. So very interesting. Now, this works great if it's just a straight, flat surface. Anybody that's done tile work and you know when you're back buttering the tile or you're laying the grout, sometimes on one side you have to lay it on a little thicker than the other to get it evened out, and you kind of have to eyeball it, knock this side in a little bit more than that side, and it's like there's an art to it. So this is a great idea in the concept where there's a completely flat ground and there's 100% square, level, plumb in every direction. And that's not always going to be the case. That's why you have to have the human artistic touch to make it perfect. So, you know, interesting though. Very interesting. They're moving in. They're moving in on my game. Okay. Now, the other thing that's really interesting about a lot of these clips is that they're all coming out of China. I've not seen any massive, like when you're scrolling on social media, I'm not seeing any of these massive, awe-striking robots and robotic technologies coming out of the United States. I'm not. Like, China's whooping our ass as far as I'm concerned, unless all the American companies are just keeping it really on the down low. But it's really crazy to see how China's just eating our lunch with a lot of this stuff. It's really, really wild. So, speaking of, okay, so this is a French robotics company called New Robotics. New Robotics, oui, oui. So the French apparently are kind of kicking our ass. So anyway, let's check this guy out. So this is the new robot that will revolutionize industrial inspection and maintenance. So he's riding around on his little wheels. And look at that, how he climbs the stairs. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's interesting. Now, if one of those little fellas was chasing you, look at him. Very versatile, getting around tight corners. I mean, that's interesting technology. So look at that guy. That's the thing of nightmares. If that little guy, look at him. He's opening the door. He's opening the door. Look at that. That's actually pretty kind of nifty. Pretty interesting stuff. So it's, again, if you're listening, you got to just come watch the episode. Come to the Rebunked News Network YouTube channel. Just type in Rebunked. That's where I'm at. So, yeah, look at that little guy. That's kind of cool. So, all right. Now, this is crazy. The Elf. Okay, the hand-thrown spherical robot for scouting tight or dangerous spaces, featuring HD night vision and quiet mobility, ideal for military and emergency situations. Let's watch this. Robot balls. Look at that thing. Damn, a little scouting robot ball coming at you. Looks like it'd be easy to defeat, but also very covert. That thing will sneak up. Yeah, it was under your car. You wouldn't even know it was under your car. So that's some sneaky stuff. And then there's some Chinese writing there. So, you know, it's another Chinese thing. So, man, America, you guys got to step it up, man. China is coming after you guys hardcore. All right, let's see here. Okay, it's the Robot Special Olympics. It's the Robot Special Olympics, folks. Let's see. Let's see this guy. The Humanoid Robot Games, apparently. Again, in China. Look at this guy. He's like, Darr. Totally Special Olympics, dude. He's walking up the stairs. Oh, he's walking down the stairs. Oh, can he do it? Can he jump? Oh, he got it. Oh, yeah, he did it. Oh, that's tricky. Oh. Can he do it? Can he do it? Okay, now the question here that I have that I'll pose to you guys is when you're watching this little fellow run and doing his Special Olympics thing, do you think that this is a fully autonomous robot? Like, is it making the decisions on how to navigate these obstacles, or is it being led by somebody with a remote? So is there somebody with a joystick or some sort of heads-up display, some sort of thing on his head that's guiding the robot? So that's the big thing, and that's actually a big question in the robotics industry, and we'll get into that tonight. I find it to be a very interesting question. A lot of these companies are selling these robots, and I'm talking there's like trillions of dollars at stake. Tesla, for example, with their Optimus robot, is selling the robot fully autonomous, as if it is the one making the decisions. It's the one that is picking up the thing and doing the thing all on its own, how it's been programmed to do. But there seems to be this controversy where there seems to be evidence that even the robots that they are reporting to be completely autonomous are still actually being run by an operator, which therefore would make their technology a lot less valuable. And so that's part of why they're saying there's a big bubble happening right now where a lot of these companies are selling their products as if they are actually autonomous, wherein they're not. So that's kind of crazy. So we'll get into that in just a minute here. But all right, so now robots in China, again, they're joining the boy band. So we got our first robot boy band, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check it out. Oh, yep, the robot boy bands are here. Okay. All right, so now, if you're a backup dancer, you're going to have to learn to choreograph alongside robots. I mean, that's coming to a town near you. You're going to be at dance class, dance rehearsal with a bunch of robots. Leading the way there, folks. So, again, speaking of leading the way, China, eating our lunch. Chinese-American singer Wang Lihom is in concert in Chengdu with a bunch of robots. So, it's pretty wild, pretty crazy. Okay, now, this is an interesting one. So this is a throwback clip to the 1990s, and this is the state of the technology that Lockheed Martin had back in the 1990s. And this right here is why we have bot stoppers. Okay, watch this shit.
2, 1, cover.
With no pilot to compromise performance, even more unusual craft and propulsion systems have been designed and tested. This incredible machine was originally designed to shoot down nuclear missiles and satellites.
That thing shooting.
Yeah.
Just 12 inches long, gyroscopically balanced, and with thrusters at key points around its body, it is capable of instant changes of direction.
Cover.
Oh, you know what? I thought that it was like shooting bullets when I first saw this out of the front.
Cover.
But I'm sure it could be easily equipped with a gun. Like, we've all seen drones with guns.
No
but
airplane could ever catch this machine.
No airplane could ever catch.
2.
Okay, so anyway, that wasn't as impressive as I originally thought when I first saw it. I thought when it first lifted off and you saw the flame coming out the front that it was like a shooting guns. But I mean, you know, you'd be a fool to think that these drones aren't equipped with some sort of fully automatic weaponry like it was kind of portrayed there. So let's see. Oh yeah, and then here you go. These little fun little robots, these little critters. Again, I mean, we're at the Atari level with these guys. Like, I could build that. I could use ChatGPT to learn how to build something like that. I mean, come on now. That's probably all these people are doing. They're just sitting around asking ChatGPT how to build a robot. And by the way, we're watching all of this on my bot stoppers. So I've got, if you guys didn't notice, I've got bot stoppers on all the socials. Nobody's used it. So bot stoppers, BOTSTOPPERS. Go follow me on Instagram, TikTok, X, all. I even got botstoppers.com. It's pretty legit. So we'll be building all that out here as we move forward. But make sure you go give me a follow at BotStoppers on X and whatnot. Maybe I can actually grow the account and not be completely shadow banned into oblivion. Like my Rebunked news X is just, I can't even catch a break, man. Like I posted something on, I mean, this is not BotStoppers related, but I guess I can show you guys real quick because it's kind of funny. But I don't know when I'm going to do another episode. So I might as well show you guys. So this is my Rebunked. I made this post the other day when the Epstein files dropped. And this is just, I took a screenshot of one of the photos in the Epstein drops. And of course, Epstein has a Ryobi drill. So he has a Ryobi drill sitting on his counter. And all I said was, of course, Epstein was a Ryobi guy. Other than that, no new revelations. I mean, this post as of right now is at like 1.5 million views. It's so crazy. What is it at right now? 1.5 million views on this so far. And like, what is it? Like 70,000 likes, 88,000 shares. Like it's just out of control. So this went mega viral on Instagram. I made the same post on X and I got 1 like. And it showed it to like 90 people. So it's like, I am cooked on X. So maybe with the bot stoppers, we can grow it organically again. So go give me a follow over at the old bot stoppers signal over on X. So there you go. Let me go back to that so I can save it in the sources. Okay, so now this is kind of interesting. This is the robot police ball. So we saw the little ball earlier. This is the big police ball.
If this robot rolls towards you, you have no chance to escape. This tire-looking police has started patrolling the streets of China and is designed to replace the police in dangerous situations. As it's equipped with net guns and tear gas, it can withstand shocks of up to 4 tons and travel at 22 miles per hour over rough terrain, making it highly effective at stopping criminals. If this robot...
Damn, okay, so you got like a giant, like round tire that just chases you. That's pretty wild stuff. So we got robot police tires, folks, again in China. Now, let's take a moment. Let's look at this thing. Okay, let's say this thing was hurling at you. How would you stop it? Like the outside shell just looks like rubber-ish. I imagine it's maybe a little bit heavier duty than a typical tire, but how would you destroy a tire? Throw down some spiky things in the road. So this thing could be immobilized if you had the proper gear on you, I suppose. Probably not much. All you'd have to do is like jump up on something. Go up some stairs, but just get to like a second floor area and it may have a little bit more difficulty getting to you. So just get to high ground for the robot police tire and you might be okay. So now, okay, so Neuralink, here we go. So this is claiming that this gentleman is feeding himself with his Neuralink chip. So basically he's using his brain chip, this paralyzed gentleman is using this brain chip to feed himself. Now, hey, I'm not gonna go all out and say that this is a bad thing. Like if I was completely paralyzed and I had no way to feed myself and all of a sudden there was some invention that I could, if I got a brain chip, I might be into that sort of thing. I'm not gonna fault this guy or say that he's contributing to the transhumanist takeover. Again, though, right here, is he really doing it? Is Neuralink really operational to the point where somebody, or how much are they paying him to just sit there and then there's an operator that's operating the operating the little robot arm and feeding him? Or is he really doing it? If he's really doing it, that's kind of impressive. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Again, let me know in the comments. Are you willing to take one step closer to the technocratic takeover? Or are all just quadriplegic people, you just want them to starve to death? I don't know. That's a tough ethical question right there. So, all right. So this is what I was talking about just a little bit ago. So this is a video sent to me. This is basically hypothesizing about the authenticity of these Optimus Tesla robots, if they actually are operating autonomously or if they're being controlled by an operator. And I'll let you decide after this video. Hold on. I guess I have to unmute, or how does this work? There we go. Okay, let's start this over and enjoy.
This might be the most important clip you see all week. Yes, it is just a robot falling down, but watch carefully what it does before it falls, because that's crucial. This clip is from a Tesla event where they were showing off their Optimus robot, which Elon Musk says will be the biggest product of any kind ever. And he insists these are operating 100% on AI. They are not being operated by humans. You see, before they had the AI ready, they puppeted the robots like this. A human would have a VR headset on and then a thing on their hands that would operate the robot's limbs. Musk has been insisting that they can now operate entirely on their own. And when people ask, is this thing really operating off of AI or is it still being operated by a human? Musk always says, no, it's AI, not teleoperated. These are not, he says, being remotely operated by somebody wearing a VR headset with controllers on their hands. It would be a huge deal if they were. A big part of why Tesla as a company is worth $1.4 trillion is because they claim this robot can do everything. They're going to fill the planet with these things. They can do any job. They can be your personal assistant. So now, knowing how these things are remotely operated when they are being remotely operated, it kind of looks like this robot, which is at a Miami event and was serving drinks to the guests, reached up and took off a VR headset.
Oh, shit.
Like this was the human operator taking it off. Because that's how that control apparatus works. Its hands mimic.
Busted. It's exactly what it does. Right when it's done, right before it falls over and no longer is working, he goes like this. It's like me going like this. It would be like if I was operating the robot, or there was some AI robot doing a podcast somewhere, and they're like, no, it's totally just a robot, dude, and he just goes like this, takes off the headset, and be like, hey, that robot doesn't have headsets, it doesn't have ears, why does it have a headset on? Damn. So it did have an operator. So Tesla's full of shit, dude. It's a big bubble, a $1.4 trillion bubble. Now, not to say that they're not going to achieve that technology eventually. And maybe they're thinking that they're just on the cusp of being able to have that great breakthrough where they're able to fully have AI-operated autonomous robots, but they're not quite there yet. So therefore, they justify still using operators just for a little bit longer to get the public hyped and to bring in more investment dollars. Or maybe it's just pure plunder. They're plundering the investors and grabbing all this money because they know that maybe there's the collapse right around the corner, right? So maybe all of this is for nothing, but there you go. It seems to me to be very clear evidence that these Tesla robots that Elon Musk is claiming are being run completely autonomously are in fact being run by operators.
What the operators' hands are doing. And this has come up before. A year ago, they hosted another event, and they had these robots walking out among the guests. But when their movements and their voices became too distinctly human, they eventually acknowledged that some of it was human operated.
Oh.
And Tesla as a company works very, very hard to obscure the line between what is AI and what is not. And this is something that seems to be just accepted in that industry. A $1 billion startup that sells an AI note-taking service.
This is hilarious.
Recently admitted that they got their start by just lying to companies. They would sell companies their AI note-taker, and then two guys would just manually do it. And they just openly brag about this. Like, tricking people seems to be at the core of this business model at every step. So as for what this thing can actually do,
well, there you go. So really, all of these AI models are just a couple of dudes taking notes, apparently. So very interesting. And then, of course, is the Wall Street Journal. I think we covered this on Grand Theft World. And these are interesting because the Neos, this we watched a different video, but basically these guys are they say that they're autonomous for the most part, but if the robot gets stuck, they do have operators that kind of zoom in and take over. So let's see a little bit about Neo.
Thank you, Neo. For $20,000, you can pre-order 1X's Neo robot now, with delivery in 2026.
I think you missed a tiny spot over here.
Just one little catch. There may be a human behind the curtain, pulling the robot strings.
See, there you
If
go.
I throw up, will the robot throw up?
A company representative may need to peer into your house via Neo's camera eyes to get things done.
To many people, this is crazy.
You have to be okay with this for the product to be useful.
But is Neo a useful product?
We're twinning now, Neo.
Home robots have had two big challenges: creating a safe and capable body and a smart brain. 1X is
You know that guy's going to hold you down and inject you. Look at that. He's just waiting until your back's turned and just hoping and praying that you don't catch on to him before he leap into action and pin you down and inject you. So, okay. Okay. So there's Neo. Good times, everybody. Okay. This is crazy. This is a little crazy. All right. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are ready for this one. Now, I will point out, this is just brought to my attention. In fact, what I saw it on an Instagram reel, and I was like, no way, dude. And I was like, this new technology, the modular body. And so I was incredulous, and I went and researched it myself, and I found the original source video from the Instagram reel. Not only is it real, but it's from 9 years ago. Okay, so this is old technology, but look at this. This is creepy. If you're just listening, you got to come watch this. This is presenting Oscar, the modular body. Look at this damn thing. Okay.
We're looking at Oscar, the first human modular prototype that is able to live in various setups.
Okay.
What's going to happen is that I'm going to connect the brain to the heart modules to activate the blood circulation. Now, the lung is going to start breathing. You can see both organs are now collaborating. I can add a kidney module.
Okay.
And if I add a limb module, I start actuating the organism to move. Now it's looking for the optimal temperature, which is 37 degrees. If I add another limb, Oscar will recognize it and beneficiate from new possibilities.
Okay. Okay, so, I think that now what even it means to be a robot is changing. These are going to be organic. They're no longer going to be metal. Okay, I think metal is such an antiquated thing. Like they're going to be using synthetic skin and like meat. They're going to be made with like actual meat. It's going to be wild, man. So let's see if this website's still around. Themodularbody.com. Body.com. Yeah, looks like there's still trailer, modular body. What is this? Oh, wow.
This is a worldwide event,
Okay, looks like
PCR machine.
Very interesting. Okay. Full page. Not really sure what's going on here. This website's freaking me out, dude. I mean, the whole website is like half YouTube video, half like, what is this? What is going on? Look at this thing, dude. Dude. This is the... Look at this. I can move the website. Dude, this is the freakiest ass website I've ever seen in my life. Okay, how do I stop it? I need to stop it so that... What happened? Okay. Oh, whoops. All right, sorry. Mute. Shut up. Okay, so I'm just going to save this here so I can keep it in the show notes because you guys need to go take a look at this when I'm done. Go mess around with the modularbody.com. Okay. All right. So there you go. So that's the state of the technology. That's kind of where we're at. We've got little modular creepy crawly things. We've got robot police tires. We've got little French robots. I didn't see any, not a single one. The only American robot I saw in there was the Tesla robot that was obviously fake and run by an operator. So I think we're getting our ass kicked by China. Okay. So what are we going to do about it? So let's check this out. So this is a couple years old. So that's the thing about having these conversations is that like, oh, wait, is my thing not doing its thing? Hold on. Let me get back to this. It's still showing that damn, see the modular body. I'm just going to close that out. Okay, this whole thing's not working. Let's see. Let's go remove. Oh, why is it doing this, dude? Okay, hold on. Let me go here. Oops, that's not what I want. I want this. I want this. Sorry, guys. We're going to go window capture. Display capture. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the 7 powerful anti-drone weapons systems. Okay. So this is, again, like I said, a couple years old. So this is even outdated. So covering these topics, it's going to change from day to day almost. Okay. So it's just really wild. So let's try and check this out here. Let's go. Maybe.
There are many different ways to take down a drone. Some methods are pretty straightforward, and others are completely bizarre. So let's take a look at some of the best methods out there. One way to stall a typical RC drone is to disrupt the signal. This method may be the weakest link, so to speak, as automation emerges without the need for GPS.
Look at that thing. What does that guy got right there? A little handheld drone EMP device? Like, we need to figure out what that is.
Which I will get to in a little bit. But for now, this method is pretty effective against your average consumer.
Look at that damn thing. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the whole point of this show, is to get that type of weapon system in our pockets. Okay, so I'm even going to take a screenshot of that for the thumbnail. Thank you very much. Thank you for whoever made this, because that's awesome. Boom. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, look at that damn thing.
A great drone. One popular mechanism is the drone defender, and this can jam popular frequencies
RF
including
jammer,
433, 2.4, and 5.8 gigahertz. But it also has a GPS disruption on a separate trigger, which would prevent the drone from utilizing waypoints or returning home. It roughly weighs around 15 pounds and has a 1 mile range. So it's definitely one of the larger variants out there. Yet another RF countermeasure comes in a compact one-hand solution.
The Drone Kill MK3. Nice.
The Mark III is battery powered and only weighs 4 pounds, and this one can cover multiple frequency bands simultaneously. In theory, this would disable remote control and actually stop the video feed. In turn, the drone could either perform a vertical controlled landing or attempt to go back to a starting point. So there are quite a few devices that can stop the RF signal. And the Drone Buster is probably one of the more impressive variants as well. It can overwhelm the GPS signal, and supposedly it can work beyond.
Okay, Drone Buster, the DRP-ZQ. Okay.
On the line.
Wait. Was that a... Hold on. I don't think that...
variants as
disregard
well.
The DRP-ZQ.
It can overwhelm the GPS signal, and supposedly it can work beyond the line of sight. This particular device includes an RF power meter and analyzer to counter drones in low visibility. This also means it has an ability to detect, control video feed, and telemetry data. So this type of RF disruption will not stop every drone out there. Onboard LiDAR sensors, localization, and mapping create 3D maps of the surrounding environment. This is otherwise known as a SLAM drone, and something like the Helios 3 can map its own flight. So there's a high probability that drones can be entirely self-guided without GPS, and these type of RF devices could become outdated pretty quickly. Nets are a really good idea if you want to quickly immobilize the drone out of the sky. However, this also means that you need adequate range and precision. The Skywall is one of these contraptions, and it's available in
the Skywall 100. Look at that dang thing. That's awesome.
Handheld or a permanent installation. And it works by utilizing compressed air to launch a net. And
oh, so now we're doing nets, baby. See, this is what I'm talking about. I want all of you out there thinking and brainstorming. So we're doing heavy-duty projectile nets to get the damn drones. That's awesome.
This disables the drone.
I mean, why don't you just use a shotgun at that point? But
drone's motors. The Smart Scope compensates for the drone's speed and range automatically. Downside is that this weighs approximately 22 pounds, and it can only work at a couple hundred feet. So the drone could easily evade at higher altitudes and taunt the armed user. So there needs to be more of a capable system, which brings us to the next position. The interceptor can actually fly to its target.
Nice, the interceptor, baby. So we need some ground-to-air missile systems. I love it.
A camera finds the target, and the drone's motors automatically detach to propel the net. The interceptor itself then deploys a parachute to land safely. Obviously, this is a little bit counterintuitive because the target craft will just come crashing down, so it's definitely not the safest method out there.
Boom.
A natural alternative solution is to use a bird of prey.
Ooh.
This would, of course...
Okay. So RFK Jr. was right, baby. He's been out there training falcons forever. So, man, maybe he's ahead of the curve on this. So, falconeers. I need to speak to some falconeers, apparently.
Have an effective range with lightning fast precision. The only problem is that you would need extensive training, and the eagle would have to be pretty obedient. Larger commercial drones would also somewhat be of a challenge as well. So this type of approach is a pretty niche thing, and you will probably not see a flying army of eagles anytime soon. So as you can tell,
I don't know, folks. I need to get me some eagles.
There is really no perfect method to take down a drone. But one of the most accurate and effective ways is to hit the target with a high-powered laser. With the right targeting system, this could literally work for miles. And there really is no stopping a high-powered device which can burn through components.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, now we're on to it. Okay, that's it. That's the solution. Lasers. Folks, you heard it here first. We need civilian use lasers. That's it. This show will pioneer the way to make it so that you and I can have lasers in our gun safes. Yeah, that's it. That's the solution.
Lasers will be probably the weapon of the future because it's not only good for drones, but it can also take down missiles as well. The only downside is that this is probably only for military. The new solid state...
I'm sorry. I think there's a thing called the Second Amendment. Did I hear someone say Second Amendment? Oh, is it just for the military? Did I see anything in the Second Amendment that said, oh no, but it's just for the military? You know what? No. You get lasers, we get lasers. I'm sorry. That's just how this game works, okay? Because in the future, the government will use these advanced weapon systems against the freedom of the people that they supposedly represent. And as a person that they represent, I say no. You don't get to tell me what kind of guns I can and can't have, up to and including everything, including lasers. Nobody out there is talking about lasers. I want to know who's making laser guns. I want a laser gun. You want a laser gun. We all want laser guns. And so we're starting the conversation right now. We're getting lasers, baby.
Variants are a little bit different from chemical grade because they can be bundled with an overall higher wattage. LLD is an excellent variant being tested right now by Lockheed Martin. They already have a 100 kilowatt model, which is considered the minimum for shooting down mortars and small drones. And as of right now, they are experimenting with a 300 kilowatt laser. This type of technology has evolved very rapidly in the last 10 years. If scaled and powered properly, directed energy weapons could be used in the next generation fighters as well.
Yep, and of course we need our own directed energy weapons. I want my own directed energy weapon cannon. I ain't playing, boy.
So there really is no limit to this type of technology.
Okay, fascinating. All right, so we learned a lot in that video. Hawks, falcons, eagles, and lasers. There we go. All right, now I thought this was interesting. I threw this in there just to show you again, kind of with that little modular body guy, like we got to kind of redefine and rethink outside of the box about what a robot even is, what these new circuit boards are, what these new components are. And this is very interesting. I've seen different variations of this, but like fungi, mycelium, mushrooms, playing music, whether they're just putting electrodes in the whatever you want to call it, a brain. I don't know what you technically call it, but little electrical nodes on the mushroom, and it creating electrical signals that then play music. So look at this guy. Look at this little robot. He's just having the best time. Yeah, look at this guy. Okay, no, I don't know what exactly is going on there. Again, this could be some operator behind the camera trying to make a big viral YouTube video. I don't know. I don't know what the technology is that's going on here, but I think it's interesting just in the sense that we have to kind of think outside of the box about what a robot or what synthetic life or what any of these technologies actually are, or what they could be. And then this guy, okay, so Whistling Diesel, this guy came on my radar not too long ago. Apparently he's huge. He does all kinds of like robot type stuff. I didn't know that he was in the business of kind of like doing crazy stuff with robotics. And I hear he's in Tennessee, so I'd like to connect with this guy at some point. If anybody knows him, that'd be great. But let's just see some of what I guess he built this robot and he's just like messing with it. So I thought it was kind of funny. So let's check it out.
As CEO of Black Grid Technology Corporation, your safety is in my best interest. We're gonna do a weapons test, so if you could please give him your handgun.
Ready. I'm ready for the weapons test.
Thank you. So I'm gonna text my team and make sure it's actually governmentally legal to give the robot a gun. I think it might actually be illegal. Stop! I actually flinched because he didn't say anything. We know that you're still learning, so it's okay. I'm your father, and humans themselves are your worst enemy. Remember that.
Got it. Dad, I'm learning hard to be the best robot son ever.
Oh, God. Hey, it's safe, it's safe, it's safe.
Dude, we literally gave this one a gun.
Trying to rack it?
Starting to rack the block now.
Right here. Left. Just. Yep. All right. Sweet.
Come at me, clanker.
What did you just call me?
Called you a clanker. A dirty clanker. Clanker.
He feels cornered, okay?
He's not cornered.
He feels cornered.
He is the one with the gun.
He feels cornered. Stop.
How you doing, sir?
Oh,
Nice to meet you.
I'll step.
Anyway, that's kind of fun. Oh, yeah, getting chased with a sword there. Robot sword fight. Yeah. Okay, that's all fun. It's fun and games. Yeah, if you're just, yeah. So there you go. All right. I got a special little presentation for you guys. Not really a presentation, but based on the last episode, we had that fun little funny video about how to escape a robot dog attack, okay, or robot dog invasion. Great video. Definitely shout out to those folks. So anyway, so I tracked down the user guide. This is Boston Dynamics, okay? This is the maker of that little, of kind of the, maybe not the only robot dog on the market, but I think the ones that kind of revolutionized it, and it's kind of the most ubiquitous robot dog out there, the little yellow guy, this Boston Dynamics. It's called Spot. So this is, the model is named Spot. So I thought that we'd go through it real quick, take a look at some of the components and just examine some of the vulnerabilities, and just for your own, just for the record. So here we go. So this Spot, hello, we've built the world's most advanced four-legged robot. Spot's small enough to navigate human environments, but nimble enough to traverse nearly any terrain. There you go. He can traverse any terrain. Spot dynamically balances, but is easy to control. Now, have you guys seen that episode of Black Mirror where they're like getting chased by little robot dogs? That's some wild shit. Okay, so they're not quite at that level, but this is what we got. Okay, so looking at the, so these things come with the Spot robot, 2 batteries, a charger, and a controller, and a nice little box. So here you go. So this is the anatomy of the Spot dog. You have the top, the hip, the body, the back, the bottom, the knee, the foot, the lower leg. So that's interesting. Very, very normal anatomical references there. The payload port. Look at that on the top. The payload port. So you can just use your imagination to what goes in the payload port, right? We can have machine guns, rocket launchers, flamethrowers, jackhammers. Can you think of anything nice that would be on there? An ice cream dispensing device, something that walks around and little robot arms. One scoops a scoop of ice cream. The other one holds an ice cream cone and puts it in there and then hands it to you. Why don't they invent... Why is... Okay, when I see a payload port, why is it when I see the payload port on the top of a robot, I automatically assume weapon? Why does it always have to be a weapon? Okay, when I see the little spot where they can attach things to the top of the robot, I immediately think, well, that's where I would put the bazooka or the rocket launcher or the machine gun or the flamethrower. Why does it always have to be that? Why can't we live in a world or a society Where my first thought of the attachment on the top of the robot is like, oh, that would be a perfect spot to put the 2 arms that dispense the ice cream. Of course, you have the arm over here holding the cone, the robot arm over here holding the scoop, scoops ice cream, hands it out. Have a nice day, sir. Why can't we live in that world? No, automatically the ports on the robots are always going to be designed for weapons of murdering everybody around the robot. And that's just how it goes. All right, so you have the payload port that's used to kill everybody in sight. You have the mounting rail. The handle, there's a little handle somewhere. 4 handles, okay. Status light. So if you're looking at the front, you have the camera. So anatomically, like we were talking about last time, how, if you're designing these robots and you wanted to hide where the vulnerable parts are, you wouldn't put it anatomically where you would think. Like you wouldn't put the most sensitive brains of the device in what would be the head, because that's the first place that someone's going to go to try to destroy it. So, but they did here. So like right where you'd think the head and the face and the eyes and the camera would be are where they are on the Spot Dog. So, all right. So if you look at the back, this is the back port. You have the charging port. You have the power port and cover. On the left is your power button, the motor lockout button, and then an Ethernet port. Okay, so yeah, that's when you need to do your firmware updates or upload any of what Spot observed to the interwebs, send it back to the NSA. That's how that gets done. But, so step 1, just press the power button in the back. Right, there you go. So these are the power lights and what they mean. Status lights, good to go. Okay, there's the controller, how to use the controller. So there's some safety stuff. Collision, Spot can collide with people or objects, even with its obstacles and detection system enabled. So don't get out of the way of Spot. The following conditions may cause Spot to fail. Okay, so this is good to know. So these are all the situations where Spot is not at its best. So stairs or inclines, Spot loses balance on stairs or an incline, it may slip or fall. So get up some stairs. Holes, elevated ground. So go somewhere where there's a hole or some sort of obstacle that it could fall into, lose its balance, maybe have a difficult time regaining its footing. Signal loss. If Spot loses its wireless connection to the controller, it will sit after 3 seconds and the motor will shut off. So somehow figure out a way to isolate it from its control spot. But of course, as we get further and further along, these will become less and less. So slippery surfaces, we saw that in the How to Escape a Robot Dog video. Using a 45-degree slippery like metal surface, it's going to have a difficult time getting up that, so that you could just stand on the other side of that. Cords. Spot cannot detect when its legs are entangled in cords, which may cause it to trip and fall. So kind of like what we saw with the drones. If we had some sort of nets, some sort of netting that you could suspend a couple inches off the ground, those robot dogs are going to have a heck of a time navigating that. So, cargo nets, that's going to be a huge tool in our quest to stop the bots. Unstable objects shorter than 30 centimeters. Spot may not automatically avoid unstable obstacles that are kind of 30 centimeters. What the hell is that? I don't know what 30 centimeters is. I'm an American, dude. What is that? Like this? Come on now. Be a man and use inches. Okay. Jeez. All right. Moving surfaces. Okay. So there you go. All right. So now this is something that's really good to keep in mind as well. Don't grab Spot in any of these red areas here. Don't pick him up because he'll just collapse his legs and cut your fingers off. So don't grab on any of the hinged, like where the shoulders are, like where the legs meet the body, and don't grab it on the knee. Okay, and don't grab the bottom half of the leg because it could just snap up. So basically avoid, if you have to grab it or wrestle it, don't grab the legs. Okay, don't grab the legs. That's not going to do you any good. And then let's see here. So yeah, the handles, looks like it has handles above the legs though. So there you go. So there's putting Spot in the box. And then, okay, so this is the other thing I want to show you. So this is, you remember in the video how it said how to disable it? You can pull its battery pack from underneath. And I was like, is that fake news or not? But it looks like there is indeed. Yeah, see if you can scroll down here. You can see that the battery pack is underneath. So you can kind of scratch his belly and open up the port and remove the battery pack. So worst case scenario, if you're on the ground wrestling with your robot dog, you might reach up and grab up there, and there should be some sort of compartment that you can release the battery and then make your escape. So there's how you charge it. Okay, so there you go. So that's kind of a rundown about the Spot robot dog from Boston Dynamics, and that's just one model. Okay, I'm not going to make the claim that this is how you operate all robot dogs, but hey, good information. Just kind of wrap your mind around it. Just kind of get an idea and a sense of what we're up against. Okay, now we saw some talk in the video, that one video we watched about RF jammers. And see, I've been calling it EMPs, right? EMP, electromagnetic pulse, that sort of stuff. I guess RF may be the more accurate way to say it, but I did pull this up here so that we can figure out and learn together how an EMP works. Like, what the hell is an EMP anyway? Because this is going to be good foundational information for us to have going forward. So let's check it out.
Or electromagnetic pulses work. EMPs are devices that are capable of emitting a strong electromagnetic pulse that can destroy electronic equipment within a given area. The power of EMPs were discovered in 1962 during a US nuclear testing called Starfish Prime. A 1.44 megaton nuclear bomb was detonated over the mid-Pacific Ocean at an altitude of 400 kilometers above surface. The EMP created by the nuclear explosion traveled 1,445 kilometers to Hawaii, where around 300 street lamps and other unimportant electrical devices were destroyed. This demonstrated the potential power of the EMP. But how does an EMP actually work? An EMP sends a strong electromagnetic pulse that can be transferred to conductive materials. This pulse has a large current and overloads almost every electrical circuit it reaches. Let's say you go on a road trip, and due to your inability to decipher between your left and rights, you get lost and end up driving in the middle of a desert where a nuclear test is going on hundreds of miles away. The EMP created by the nuclear blast will reach your car, and the delicate circuits within your car that are meant to handle small currents are suddenly met by large electromagnetic pulses. This will send a large current into every circuit in your car and make other electronics around you fried.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, it just seems like a real thing. You hear a lot of talks about the EMP attack. I don't know, man.
Therefore, your brand new car and phone are now fried and useless.
So now is there a way to target it? Like if I could shoot an EMP blast specifically at a robot that's coming at me and not destroy the other electronics around it? That'd be the question.
However, you probably would have been able to escape had you had a car that was built before 1990 due to the lack of electronics back in those days. This is where the good old Yugo would shine until you reach a hill, of course. But how did the nuclear bomb create these electromagnetic pulses to begin with? When a nuclear bomb explodes, not only does it produce blinding light and immense temperatures, it also emits 3 distinct electromagnetic pulses. The first pulse are gamma rays emitted from the explosion due to the immense energy release caused by the fission reaction. These gamma rays shoot out in every direction and collide with oxygen and nitrogen atoms, giving them enough energy to release 1 electron. These now free electrons come raining down to the surface in one big pulse due to the pull of Earth's magnetic field. This pulse mainly affects local antennas, short-distance cable runs, such as the cables inside a house, electrical equipment inside buildings. It also affects integrated circuits, sensors, communication systems, and much more electrical equipment. The second
interesting
pulse consists of the high energy.
All right, I'm going to skip over this, so I'm not vibing with this video very much. But anyway, if you guys want to check it out, it'll be on my Rebunked Substack, rebunked.substack.com, where all the sources will be linked and referenced. Okay, now this is interesting along the lines of just these crazy robots and stuff. So this is interesting. Well, disabling the robots, I should say. Disabling these crazy robots. So Waymo, this is according to CNBC, Waymo, the autonomous cars that drive around. I ran into, actually, they're starting to bring them here to Nashville. I saw a whole bunch in Austin, Texas when I was there last. Like one was following me and I brake checked it just to see what it would do. And it stopped. So I was like, damn, dude. So anyway, Waymo resumes robotaxi service in San Francisco after blackout chaos. Musk says Tesla car service unaffected. So Tesla was not affected by this. Waymo was. So apparently what happened, I guess Alphabet owns Waymo. That's Google. I didn't know that. So Alphabet-owned Waymo resumed its robotaxi service in the San Francisco Bay Area Sunday evening after pausing it amid widespread blackouts that affected their vehicle's behavior. So my understanding is that there was a blackout in the city, which caused all the Waymo cars to stop and shut down because a lot of the traffic lights were out and the cars had no way and didn't know how to navigate without the basic infrastructure like the traffic lights and signals and all that stuff going on. So they basically just stopped, shut down, and clogged traffic. So all over the city, there were these Waymos that were just sitting there. They were clogging traffic, and everyone had to drive around them and stuff. So this caused a huge controversy, and Waymo had a little bit of egg on their face. So very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. So, all right, let me see. Did I have something else here? Okay, so this is the global leader in aerospace security. This is ddrone.com. I came across this website. This is a stay ahead of the drone threat. ddrone is revolutionizing the drone defense with our advanced AI-driven autonomous C2 platform. We've gone beyond the limits of simple sensor correlation to incorporate advanced algorithms and proprietary machine learning techniques. Blah, 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 blah. What the hell are you even? I thought this was defense. Let's see. AI-driven autonomous CSUAs. ddrone has been a great... Come on, hold on. Do they even... Okay, there we go. The AI drives sensor fusion. True AI ML-driven sensor fusion. I'm not really buying this. What is this? Okay, here we go. Defeat the threat. Multi-layered. Are these even their products? Like, what is this? Industries. Solutions. ddrone portable. Okay, here we go. Deployable multi-drone detection in minutes. There you go. So anyway, so these are, I don't know if these are like for public safety agencies, critical infrastructure, non-U.S. governments. Okay, so they are available to non-U.S. governments. So ddrone.com. I thought I wasn't losing my mind there. ddrone on the move. Look at that. So you got ddrone vehicles. These guys are crushing. I need to interview somebody from ddrone, dude. Contact us. Okay, I'm going to do that. So there you go. All right, and then the last thing I had for you guys is just like a fun little bonus. I was hoping that we would get okay, we're reaching the point in the narrative. We're reaching the point in the narrative where it's just all a little too crazy. It's just not let up, and it's just getting crazier and crazier by the day. So I assumed that we were at the point now, at least going into 2026, where they're not going to be able to keep all of these beach balls underwater for very much longer, and they're going to have to just pull out the big event, right? And what do I mean by the big event? I mean the big event. The biggest event imaginable, right? Which is the fake alien invasion. The alien invasion, right? They've been nudging and kind of prodding and poking and kind of making us think that there was going to be some sort of major alien disclosure at any moment. And they keep conditioning us to think that it's happening and all this stuff. All the bit, like even Tucker Carlson, like mainstream media is so adamant about how aliens are real and all this alien disclosure stuff. Oh, well, I hate to tell you folks, but we're going to have to wait at least another year. Okay. I was really hoping like early 20. It seems like it has gone off the rails. Like it literally feels like the vehicle has broken through the guardrail and it's just about to go over the cliff, or maybe the front tires are off the cliff and the back tires are still on the cliff. Like, I feel like that's kind of where we're at right now. And so therefore, in that situation, they have to pull out the fake alien invasion. But I'm kind of bummed that we have to wait another year for that at least, because a year from now, December 2026, they are releasing this movie, which is called Disclosure Day. We have to wait all December 16th. Okay? Oh, no, wait. Hold on. Is in theater. Yeah. Oh, see. December. Wait a minute. This is posted December 16th. Hold on. Wait a minute. Maybe they're going to do it this summer. When is it supposed to come out? It says 6/12. That's in the United States, right? Hold on. When is Disclosure Day coming out? June 12th. Okay, we only have to wait 6 months. Yes, that's what's up, dude. Okay, cool. So we only have to wait 6 months for the alien invasion because, look, this is a big Steven Spielberg production, okay? And so you know that they're using this film to plant this into our conscience, right? Into our consciousness, the idea of the alien invasion. But you can't have like an alien invasion before Disclosure Day comes out. You can't have Disclosure Day before Disclosure Day comes out. That wouldn't work, okay? It's kind of like... So anyway, so we'll have to wait till at least June. I don't know how I got that mixed up in my mind. Maybe I saw the 12 and the 6, and I was thinking in Europe, in European terms or something. But anyway, so we only have to wait 6 months. Good news. So maybe by the end of the summer, we'll have Alien Disclosure. But, you know, let's take a look at this just real quick.
If you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you?
Good morning, Kansas City. Let's take a look at today. Let's...
Okay, anyway, whatever. Steven Spielberg, pervert, weirdo, possible child abuser, and murderer. So I'm not too enthused about him, but that's all right. That might be a good movie. I'll probably go see it in the IMAX and all that good stuff. Like a good little citizen. But anyway, so there you go. Do you guys hate me now? Like I'm excited about a Steven Spielberg movie and I'm like kind of rah-rah-rah in some of these robots and all this stuff. Do you guys hate me now? Like, am I still based? I don't know. Oh, God, I don't know. I'm trying to stop these robots, but I may have to use robot technology as we get closer and closer to that day in order to do it. I may have to utilize large language models in order to learn how to build my own laser guns. I'm not doing it. Hey, DEA, I am not trying to build my own laser cannons. I promise you, I wouldn't even dream of such a thing. But I would like to find a way to do it legally, to legally own a laser cannon. So we're going to figure that out. We're going to beat you. When you try to stop me from having a laser cannon legally, I will legally find a way to beat you in court and all the way up to the Supreme Court if I have to. That's what we're here at Bot Stoppers to do. And yeah, that's it, man. So, all right, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Once again, if you want to support my work, please go over to rebunked.substack.com, sign up there. And if you go over to rebunked.news, I haven't added any of the bot stopper links yet, but if you go ahead to go to this top link, Rebunked on YouTube, go subscribe there. That's the Rebunked News Network now, and that's where I'm going to be posting this and everything. Feel free to give me a follow on all my socials there. There's ways to donate. You can go listen to my music at rebunkedrecords.com. You can get some t-shirts from the Rebunked Records site. You can get some heavy metal detox over at the TRS site, or if you just want to send me a donation on PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, or Bitcoin. I think I have my Bitcoins on there. I don't know. I think it's in the episode description. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. Thank you so much. And as always, stay free. Peace. We'll see you next time.